Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, Master Chief and I are going to show you how to run your own large language model in the cloud. There's no need to buy a fancy $15,000 to $30,000 GPU. You can rent one for $1 to $5 an hour and then cut it off when you're done. You can get up and running in just a few clicks, and I'm going to show you how to do it. The first thing you do is open up your web browser and you go over to runpod.io. This is your cloud-based system. You're going to create an account under sign up. I already have an account, so I'm going to log in. Mine auto logs in through Google, which is pretty simple. Up in the upper right corner, you'll see I have $25.08 in my account. You have to fund your account before you can get started, and I just put $25 in and paid with a card, so that's no problem. The next thing you want to do is on this left side menu, I'm going to have to move myself out of the way here. Oh, hey, Master Chief. You're going to go to Templates. Then you're going to look for Run Pod the Bloke LLMs, and you click Deploy. It's going to ask you what GPU you want to rent. In this case, I'm going to rent an RTX A6000. That's good enough for running up to a 70B model. So I can run 7B, 13B, 30 and 34B, and then 70B on this pretty smoothly. You'll see that it costs 79 cents an hour. There's also a small cost for the disk space. So I think you end up in the ballpark of like 85 cents an hour. So I'm going to click deploy. And I like to encrypt the volume. That makes it over the web on, SSL, so your connection over the web is encrypted. We'll click continue and click deploy. Right now it's building a virtual machine in their system with access to a GPU. It's pretty cool. Now the pod's up and running. If I click this little down arrow, I can see the status of the installation. So there it goes. We got a Ubuntu virtual machine running on an RTX A6000 with 100 gigabytes of space. I mean, if you go to Google and you look up RTX A6000 price, it's like $4,000 to buy an RTX A6000. This way in RunPod, if you rent it, you're only spending $1 an hour and doing what you need. So we're going to click connect, and you're going to see HTTP service port 7860. That's what we're going to go to, even though it said not ready. That's just a glitch. It's running. This is the TextGen Web UI by Ubabooga. This is an open source user interface for communicating with artificial intelligence. I made a video just about this and how to install it on your own computer. This is a separate thing where now it runs in the cloud, and it's automatically installed through RunPod. So we click on the model tab, and this is where we have to install a model. In this case, we're going to go over to huggingface.co. And if you're not familiar, this is like a whole bunch of repositories of just open source language models. If you go to /thebloke, this user takes models from other developers. He quantizes them, which is like a type of compression, if I understand it correctly, to make them run more efficiently, and he uncensors all of them. So he'll take censored models and he'll remove the alignment layer. So what I want to do is find a 70B model that I'm familiar with that we can run. I mean, you can run any model you want that's a 70B or lower on this pretty much that he's quantized. In this case, I'm going to just, for experimental purposes, we're going to get Ouroboros L270B. It is a variation of Llama 2. And you'll see this little icon right next to it. Click on that and it's going to copy it into the clipboard. Then we go over there and under here where it says download model or LoRa, we're going to click into that field, paste the model card that we just put into the clipboard, and click download. You're going to see it's downloading the model. Now, one thing that's a little irritating to me is it doesn't really show the progress of the download. This is a pretty big one, so it's going to take a while to download. Getting this pod up and running is like really fast. As you saw, it just took a couple of clicks and we're up and running in less than a minute. Downloading the model is going to depend on how big the model is and how fast the RunPod internet connection is going. We got the model downloaded now. So the next thing you do is this little button here that looks like a reload button. We're going to click it. It's going to reload these models here. Right now I only have one installed. This would show you all the different ones that you have installed if you have various ones. So I'm going to click on the one we just downloaded, the Ouroboros L270B. Click on it, and then we're going to click load. Over on this side, it's going to automatically bring in the proper settings. So in this case, we're using the Xllama HF loader, and the max sequence length is 4096. Max sequence length is how much text you can put into one prompt. We're just going to go over to where it says default, and you're going to see input, common sense questions and answers. But if you look over in the model tab, it says here, this seems to be using the Vicuna 1.1 template. So we're going to go to parameters and go to instruction template, pull this down, scroll down to the bottom, this is alphabetical, and pick Vicuna 1.1. Load that up and send it to default. It now has the Vicuna template loaded up for under default. Where it says input, we're going to change that to what we want our prompt to be. How many horsepower is a 2020 Chevy Tahoe engine? Generate. And you'll get the output on the right side. And, you know, a 70B model doesn't run super fast on this GPU, but you saw it was like, you know, it was pretty good in the speed that it outputted. The other thing you can do is go over to chat. And under chat, we can go back and forth with it. How far is the average distance from the Earth to the Sun? If you want to change some of the settings, you can go over to parameters, generation, and you can change things like the max new tokens and move it up and down. You can move the temperature up and down. The higher the temperature is, the more creative the output. The lower the temperature, the more you get kind of accuracy and nuts and bolts kinds of answers. When you're finished and you want to cut off the spend, you can go over on the left panel to pods. You'll see your pod here. You click the down button, you'll see it's running. You can stop the pod, but if you do that and you try to start it up later, that GPU is not going to be available later. They make it seem like you can just stop the pod and start it back up, but you're going to get an error that the GPU is not available. It happens to me every time. So when I'm done playing around with it, I just stop the pod and then I terminate it and delete it, and that stops the hourly spend, and you'll see I have $24.36 left in the account, and then I can go back, start up another pod when I want to, then cut it off. My old friend Master Chief and I here appreciate you watching the video all the way to the end. I'm going to be doing this about once a week. Just so you know, I'm not a programmer. I don't do AI for a living. I just like playing around with computer stuff and whatever's the latest technology. And I've kind of spent some time on my own diving into this stuff and figured it'd be cool to make some videos about it. If you want to subscribe, I'm going to be showing you various ways to run AI that are open source on your own computer or in the cloud. And I'm also going to go over some stuff about the models themselves. I appreciate you taking the time for me. Please like and subscribe. It helps in the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.